Hello, and welcome back to the Volume Vegan Cooking Channel. I am keeping the Thanksgiving train going, and having already uploaded the perfect low-fat mushroom gravy video earlier today, which I will link below, I absolutely must show you the ultimate no-fat, low-carb way to deliver that gravy to your taste buds. Roasted garlic cauliflower mash. I'm a mashed potato eater. Even when I was a kid, I was picky about how I would eat potatoes. They had to be French fried, potato chipped, or mashed. That's it. I didn't like them scalloped. I didn't like them tater-totted. I would have this huge helping of mashed potatoes. Leave a sort of bowl, a little hollow in the middle of my huge scoop of mashed potatoes, and then add scoops of sweet yellow corn that had been soaked in butter or margarine or something, and cover the whole thing in gobs of gravy. I did that well into adulthood. I don't eat a lot of corn these days, even if corn is gluten-free. But corn isn't the point. The point is that I know a thing or two about making mashed cauliflower about as good as mashed potatoes. Let's have faith and get started. Alright, so you're going to get a medium to large sized cauliflower head, and go ahead and separate the florets from the head. I ordered a head of cabbage, and I got a pickup order from Kroger, and I guess they didn't have any heads, so they substituted it with a bag of already cut and separated cauliflower florets. Or I would show you me handling a whole head of cauliflower. But just separate that from the head, rinse it all down, make sure that it's clean. And I have taken out a pot. I don't actually have a steaming basket. I always just sort of steam with this method. What I do is I just add a maybe, not even an inch of water to the bottom of my pot. And I heat it up to the point that it is steaming. And then I add my cauliflower to the pot and cover the pot with a lid. We're going to steam that for about 15 minutes until the cauliflower is tender. While the cauliflower is steaming, I'm going to go ahead and start browning my garlic. I was actually going to do it in the air fryer, but the little pan that I use for that is in the dishwasher, so I'm going to do it just on the stovetop. The minced garlic that I use is actually stored and packed in water and citric acid. So because there's already liquid there, I'm just not going to add any fat. I've got a small amount of fat in the gravy that I'm going to put on top of it. And the gravy is so flavorful that I just don't think that I need to add fat to this in order to make more flavor happen. So I'm just going to just saute the garlic in its own juices on the stove top. If you're mincing up your own garlic, if you're not like me and you mince up your own cloves of garlic, then just use a little bit of vegetable broth here if you want to keep this no fat. Otherwise, a little bit of neutral oil is fine. A teeny tiny bit isn't going to really hurt anything. It just will add a few calories, but it's going to be just fine. We just want to evenly brown that garlic, so move it around in the pan and get it kind of evenly browned while the cauliflower is steaming. Once the cauliflower has steamed, set it to the side until it's cooled off, and then we're going to add it to a food processor. And I'm going to just go ahead and add the garlic right on top of the cauliflower florets and start filling it up with ingredients, starting with 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. for a little bit of that savory, a little bit of that cheesy flavor. And very simply, I'm going to add in a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. And then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of unsweetened plain oat milk. And then I'm going to turn on the food processor and going to basically process the entire mixture down until it is creamy. I don't mind having a small amount of texture because I like to have just a little bit of something, but I actually ended up really processing this down until it's really, really smooth and really delicious. If you want it to be a little bit thinner, add a little bit of vegetable broth to the mix. I felt like mine was actually a little thin. If I could go back, I think that I probably would have drained the cauliflower on a towel or something, trying to get a little bit more water out, because I think you'll see once it's plated that it did have a little bit of liquid come off of it on my plate. But so maybe I would have liked to have it a little bit thicker than it is. Maybe using a little bit more nutritional yeast would help dry up some of the moisture without taking away from the flavor. I really didn't want to add, I think adding a raw flour or something here wouldn't really be a good idea. But the bottom line is, it's flavorful, it's delicious. I love cauliflower. And the point of it is that it is the vehicle for the gravy. You know what I mean? If you really think about it, mashed potato is the vehicle for something like a gravy for the most part. Just like pasta is the vehicle for a sauce or an oil or whatever you're going to eat it with. And rice is usually a vehicle for a vegetable or a sauce or something like that. So you don't have to pack fat or a lot of flavor per se into this mash, because you're going to cover it in an absolutely decadent gravy that's just really going to overpower most anything that you're going to do to it anyway, because there's just so much flavor there, and it's divine. So in order to save yourself some calories and some carbs and some fat and some gluten and all of the things, definitely consider making yourself this mashed cauliflower this holiday season to carry some amazing gravy to your mouth, which you will find linked in the comments below. You can see my holiday plate here again. I've got my sliced vegan gluten-free roast that is definitely on my channel. I posted that recipe already. We have roasted carrots that's also and I've actually made a holiday foods playlist if you want to just easily access all of this at once without having to read a lot of comments looking for links. So I've got the gravy, this cauliflower mash, and I've got one more element. Oh, the banana pudding, that's already up as well, can't forget that. But I've also got that broccoli casserole that's coming up. I'm definitely going to try to get that up by tomorrow night, and I really look forward to that. It's really good, and it features another variation of plant-based cheese sauces, which you definitely don't want to miss. So if you have any tips or any variations of what you like to do to a cauliflower mash, please offer me some advice in the links below, as a recovering potato addict who is trying her best to stay on the right track of cutting potatoes down to fewer adventures with potatoes. Please, offer me some advice in the comments below. If you're going to try my recipe, if you liked it, if you made some changes, let me know what you did in the comments. Share it with any of your low-carb, low-fat, plant-based friends if you think that they have been looking for something like this, if they're looking for more ways to easily fill up their holiday table with sides, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel while you're here, and put on those notifications so you don't miss any of the cool recipe cooking videos, all the yummy stuff that I have coming up for you in the near and distant future, because I'm having a ball. And I cook all the time, and sharing it with you guys is really, really making me happy. So I think you can plan on me sticking around for a very long time. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday week, if a holiday week is what you're having. I hope you love mashed cauliflower and gravy. And yeah, I'll talk to you again really soon. Bye-bye.